Hello and welcome back. My name is DYC89 and I present to you Monster Hunter World. So, I just want to add a little bit of commentary. I don't really have a lot to talk about. This is like a collection of clips I had of the game. They're not full hunts. Even the last clip on this video is just an entire fight with Tyrex with a full crew. I'm joined in by my two best friends, Lady Icarus and Pui. And Pui brought over her boyfriend, which is Windu. Now, I think their names are here different, but that's okay. Just to establish who's who. So, once again, I'd like to thank a lot Lady Icarus, because thanks to her, I got Iceborne. Pretty much as my birthday present. I wanted to upload this closer to my birthday, but I ended up uploading the Minecraft video. So far, Iceborne has been an amazing expansion. I do agree with a lot of other people that the weapon design is still lacking, but they really put that like design budget on the armors. The armors look great. None of them really look that bad to me. The weapons is like the only thing that I just don't know why they dropped the ball on those by having this like slap-on design. You have the design of this bone weapon or this iron weapon, and they just slap on like cosmetics of the monster. But that makes a lot of weapons look the same, just with a tiny sprinkle of the monster it was based on. While there's other weapons that retain the original appearance of when those weapons came out. So it's just weird that they went with that decision. I know it has something to do with the newer rarity, I think it's 11 or 12 weapons that you can customize, but the customizations are even the options that they give you still not anything good. So it's a weird thing overall. But again, it's a minor detail that I can ignore personally, because in the end I just love the feel of the weapon and that they're doing basically what they're for, just dealing damage. It's something I have to come in grips with Monster Hunter because of the type of game it is. There's a lot of armors and weapons that I really like and I would love to use, but because of their stats, they're not useful. You gotta upgrade to the next weapon, and that more often than not changes its appearance. Even yourself as a hunter, you have to switch armor to something that's better. So there's no point in getting attached to a design of a specific armor you have, because sooner or later you're gonna have to change it to something that's more optimal to your playstyle. So partially that's why I don't mind that the designs are, for some weapons, bad, because I'm not attached to the weapon designs. I'm gonna replace the sword as soon as I can get a better one. And once I reach to the point of the end game where I have like the best weapon that fits my style, I'm done with the game. I'm not gonna be playing it longer to get attached to the weapon. This great sword, it's probably the one I use the most, and I started to grow attached to it, but then Iceborne comes around and made me change it. Now I'm using a tuna fish that's frozen, which I like, but I have to start using other weapons because the greatsword is not, at least for me, it's not good against fast-moving characters in a multiplayer setting. I really like how I killed this guy. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. I just wanted to add that little thought. I'm gonna comment a bit on these clips because you're noticing I'm chopping a bit. It was me playing alone. I really like the clutch claw mechanic, which is why I'm introducing this clip, because people can mount the monster, and while they're up there stabbing the creature, two other hunters can grab the face of this of any monster as long as they're on the opposite side. Because if both of you grapple on the same spot, you bounce yourself off. So I just found that funny how we were both whacking in the head. Now there's a special clip coming up. I'm gonna just remain silent for that one. So as soon as I was dropped into that Pulumu quest, I always call the tail rider because at first I didn't like that you can't control the tail rider yourself, that there's no manual controls for it. But as I started using it more, I've actually become like, okay, good. I'm glad that I don't have to control this thing. But I still hope that maybe in the future there's an option for you to manually control it, just for fun, because the purpose of it is for you to just basically call an Uber, take you to the monster that you want while you're preparing a bunch of things, like sharpening your weapon, putting on mantles, healing up. All of these things you can do without wasting time and just riding them on, your Uber, to get you to where you need to be. And it's custom monster where you can select either a monster, a player, or a specific spot, and they'll take you there. So I like how even other animators and people in the community are saying that, it's like calling an Uber. I like that. So this is a Tigrex mission that it's with a full squad of friends, which is really great. Something I like about playing these like multiplayer games is when I can do them with friends. That always makes any game much more fun. Because yeah, I can probably do these quests by myself and maybe even have an easier time, but the fun that I have is not compared to the fun I have when I'm with a bunch of friends. And either, sometimes I get my ass kicked, they get their ass kicked. Overall, it's still a fun experience, and I like that. It's also nice that I get to play a game with my friends, because if it wasn't for Monster Hunter, they would be playing Final Fantasy XIV, which I kind of want to play that game too, but just the MMO, or I'm not sure what the genre is called, but it's just not my type of game. And as much as I kind of want to play it, it's still not a game style I prefer. Now this Tigrex fight took a while, but as I stated before, I'm kind of like, in this point of the game, I was still stubborn in changing my armor, but in recent quests, as of the date this is being recorded, I've upgraded my armor and I'm doing so much better. I still, you still take a ton of damage when a monster hits you, but now I feel like I have more chances to be able to recover without dying, especially when there's a bunch of monsters ganging up on you. So overall, my experience in Iceborne has been very positive. It's definitely a very an expansion that's really worth every buck, especially for any Monster Hunter fan. The new monsters they include are nice. I really do enjoy the returning monsters like Tigrex here. I'm also happy that they did return a lot of the themes of these monsters, which is something I mentioned in my previous Monster Hunter videos. That I felt monsters in Monster Hunter World didn't have like their specific themes you could recognize them by. All the songs just sounded like they were from the environment, like the stage, and not the monsters themselves. But now with these returning monsters, they have those themes again, and it's really nice to hear because they're orchestrated. These are really amazing songs. Except like the only ones who had their specific songs were Elder Dragons, which Balhazak I know is returns, but he keeps his original song, which I'm okay with that. I really like Balhazak's song. Although I got kind of tired of it because I start farming Balhazak a lot. And I made his armor, but I only really use it against himself. But now I'm gonna have to throw that armor away because it's master rank now. Ugh. Okay, so I don't really have much commentary. Like it's been such a good experience playing Iceborne that there's really not much I can say. Because if anyone's playing Monster Hunter World, if you like that game, it's just more of that. But you're giving more options to defend yourself, to customize your skills. There's new layered armor, which is I appreciate, because That way I can just equip my favorite layer armor and just mix and match with other sets. It's still the same limited options. Once again, I really wish they would allow you to layer any armor in the game and not these specific ones that they choose, because there's some armor that just looks really cool, but the skills that they have and obviously their defense points is just too low. Like, there's no need for you to wear those, but they look cool. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that don't worry about the skills. Just with the slots that the weapon has, plus their really upgraded weapons, is more than enough for them to do good. But I really wish I could just wear something I like and play with that. But this game just kind of forces you not to do that. And the concept of a layered armor is something I always wanted, but they limited to just a few things. So that's like a nitpick that I had from the very beginning of playing Monster Hunter. Back in the Monster Hunter Try days, which is when I started. I'm not really uploading a lot of videos of Monster Hunter, although I feel like I should, but it always falls in this gray area for me. I don't know if I should upload the full quest, which in Master Rank each quest can now take up to 15 minutes or more, and in these multiplayer settings the monsters are obviously much more difficult, and they too can take anywhere from 15 minutes up to 20. I think this Tyrix we took like 30 minutes, which, to be honest, I don't really feel that much time passes. It goes by so fast, which is good, and the reason it goes fast is because I'm having fun. That I lose sense of time. I'm just so focused on what I'm doing, finding this monster and its pattern, that I don't really keep track of time. And I like that. I like games that help me like forget about stuff and just focus on something and having fun with it. Although sometimes the monsters get really frustrating too, but it's been more positive experience than the bad ones. And again, I was having a bad time because I was being stubborn. I should have upgraded to my better weapons. And now I am. I'm also using a variety of weapons. I may upload more videos of me doing that, because I really like the dual blades, great sword, charge blade. I really want to get back to using switch axe, and I'm starting to use sword and shield. I kind of like it so far, but especially because of all these new mechanics given to the weapon. However, one thing which is, as you guys notice, I play Dauntless as well. Not as much now because obviously Iceborne is better, but there are still some things that Dauntless does that I wish Monster Hunter would do. And one of those things is the ranking system. In Dauntless, if you do good, it'll give you your rank, which let's say is an A, and the overall rank of the group, which can be an S. Meaning that if you got a rank C and your team got a rank S, that means you did bad. Maybe some people don't do that because they might discourage people. Like, it's like getting a grade where you get to feel like, oh, I failed the team. That's for a couple people that's dismotivating and discouraging. But to me, it's like a challenge. Like, oh no, I need to do better than this. I need to get better. It's not that I didn't die the most, or that I revived people the most. It's the amount of damage I did to the monster. And that's what I want to know when it comes to my weapons. Like, am I doing as much damage as my teammates, or is my DPS bad? Especially when I'm using something like the sword and shield, because I can't tell if I'm doing good damage. I guess one way I can find out is doing a sort of like a time trial. Pick a monster, probably like the Great Jaguars, and fight it with all my weapons. Do I kill it faster with my greatsword? Do I kill it faster with my what's it called, charge blade, or do I kill it faster with a sword and shield? Just do like a time trial to see what works better. But in this type of games, it's kind of situational, because There's daggers. There's a lot of different mechanics that can make fights go faster with certain weapons. So, well, I feel like I'm just rambling now. So just to keep things short, I really like this expansion. I'm so happy to see so many monsters that I like returning. Again, the only nitpick is the weapon designs, but that's about it. Like, all things considered, this is a very amazing expansion. I like how they're handling the difficulty from like the previous game to this expansion, and the balancing adjustments. Because I noticed that if I go back to the previous missions, like high rank and low rank, you destroy the monster. The weapons you get are so powerful that they obliterate any of the previous monsters you fought, which is good news to me, because if they ever bring back a few events I couldn't do in the last game, I'll be more confident in doing them now, because now I have better weapons, better armor, and a higher chance of doing those quests by myself, especially the really more difficult ones, like Behemoth to be specific, and Leshen was also a pain in the butt, because he has so much health. Anyways, I just wanna upload this video because before it gets outdated. It already is, because of all the advancements we made. This video was literally supposed to be uploaded like on the 13th of September. Either way though, so thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care and have fun playing. Lates.